How do we measure electrical phenomena? All right, that is today's question. That is number 32 on the list of the 144 mini faculties or fractal faculties of the Tree of Life. And the Tree of Life is really the first unit of instruction here on this educational channel. I'm Thomas, and welcome. So we're learning today, for all of these 144 videos on Tree of Life, different aspects of the Tree of Life. Now, if you need an introduction to the Tree of Life, just go back and watch my video, Tree of Life, a short introduction. And you also can get up to speed on all 144 of these videos I'm doing by clicking the link in the description, and I will send you out a free copy of the 144 Fractal Faculties Annotated. So it'll kind of give you a list that you can keep track of all the videos that I'm doing and be able to kind of have them all in front of you and compare and contrast them, and speculate on what the next one is going to be and all those kind of things. It's just a good thing to have to help you if you are going to watch a lot of these videos. Okay, now today we're looking at number 32, and number 32 is located in the 8th sphere. So remember, 8th sphere is all about the consensus worldview and the expert opinion and the powers that be and the establishment who all tell us what we're supposed to think and what we're supposed to believe. And these are the basic faculties of consciousness here at the 8th sphere. What we're supposed to think, thinking, concrete, rational, left brain thinking, and then also belief systems. So they tell us what we're supposed to believe, and we believe it to that extent. Now, that doesn't play as much of a role here because the fractal here, now what we do is we take the whole tree and we shrink it down and apply it to each one of the spheres. So we break down each one of the 12 faculties into their 12 faculties. That makes 144. 12 times 12 is 144. So here we're talking about the abyss fractal within the 8th sphere. And then the abyss is right here. This has to do with electrical and magnetic charges, phenomena. And generally, when we're talking strictly about the abyss, we're talking about magnetic charges and omens, psychic powers, psychic receptivity, and psychic heat. But when the abyss is the fractal of a sphere, regardless of which one it is, it really is more relating to the electrical faculties, electrical phenomena. So that's what we're going to be dealing with here is electrical phenomena. And that question was, how do we measure electrical phenomena? Number 32 is called electrical units. Stage number 32 is about the ways to measure the physical effects of the electrical motions. All electric phenomena, and indeed all phenomena, can be measured in units of space and time only. Many electric units have magnetic analogs, whose units are increased by a time over space factor from their electric counterparts, which shows the 1D nature, one-dimensional nature of electrical charge and the two-dimensional nature of magnetic charge. The universe is made out of motion, not matter and not energy, but motion. The universe is made out of motion, and motion is the relationship between space and time. Everything in the universe is expressible as a relationship between space and time. Space and time are identical to one another except that they are reciprocals of each other. They both progress, and they both have three scalar or dimensionless directionless dimensions. Space is measured in distance from our vantage point, and time is measured in degrees of angle from our reference point. Current, electric current, is space over time. The number of electrons, which is space, present in the wire, which is matter or time. Space over time. And electrons can be charged or uncharged. Voltage is time divided by space to the second power. Voltage is the ratio of charged to uncharged electrons. You can see that charged electrons are time over space, and electrons are space. So time over space divided by space equals time over space to the second power. Electrical capacitance is space to the third power over time. The capacitor being like a wound-up spring, while inductance is time to the third power over space to the third power. Inductance resists change in current, or equivalent to inertia. So mass and inductance are the same thing, just out of phase by 90 degrees, making inductance non-local. The concepts of inductance and capacitance are the way we interpret mass in time, or mass in time. Resistance is space to the second power over time to the third power. Resistance impedes the flow of direct current. Electrostatic resistance, measured by stat ohms, is simply inverse momentum. There is real resistance and imaginary resistance called reactance. Reactance prevents the alternation of current, but alternating current may alternate. It may alternate, but it is alternating voltage, not current. The current remains constant, and only the potential difference or voltage over a unit length changes. Impedance is the complex form of resistance, basically the net result of the capacitors, inductors, and resistors in the circuit. And then permittivity is S to the second power over time. It's the resistance encountered when forming an electric field in a medium. Now, there are also a few different factors that I want to get in here where the electrical phenomena is got a magnetic analog, such as time, electromotive force, time over space to the second power, and that is accompanied by magnetomotive force, which is time to the second power over space to the third power. So you have to add in a time over space factor, or multiply in a time over space factor there. Also, field intensity. Electrical field intensity is time over space to the third power, whereas magnetic field intensity is time to the second power over space to the fourth power. And we also then have resistance, electrical resistance, time to the second power over space to the third power, is accompanied by permeability, which is time to the third power over space to the fourth power. And permeability is a support for magnetic charges. It kind of is related in an opposite manner to permittivity. it's the support that you get when you're forming a magnetic field in a medium. Okay, those are the basic electrical quantities, which is number 32, the fourth, the abyss fractal of the eighth sphere. And thank you for sticking around, and you can press the like button, you can share the video with others, you can subscribe to the channel, you can also again click the link in the description to get my free guide to the 144 fractal faculties of the Tree of Life. And you can donate directly to me through Cash App and Venmo. I'll be rolling out number 33 in this series here coming up shortly. And again, just don't really get discouraged if you didn't really understand that. We'll get into this a lot more. A lot of this is unconventional science. This isn't what you learned in school. This is pretty much mostly coming from either the reciprocal system of theory or the reciprocal system 2. And we will get into those things in detail as we go along. But this will just kind of like wet your whistle for this so that you have been introduced to the topic by the time that we begin to cover it in full. Okay, now stay tuned for the next number 33 on this list, and that will be coming up in the next 24 hours. Otherwise, have a great day, and we hope to see you soon.